everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jessica, and today I have my first Franken Friday for you. As you can see here, this is what I am going to start working with. I initially was not going to do a voiceover, but my children were too loud. So this is the shade that I am starting with. This is Just Dance, and it is from Glamour Doll Eyes. It is just not my shade. I'm not into silver gray, and this is a slightly purpled silvery gray. I'm not in love with it. So I am going to start frankening by putting a little bit of alcohol in an empty pan. Normally I don't mix right in a pan, but because this is such a small amount of the gray, I thought, what the heck, let's give it a try. And you can see me here trying to decide exactly how I want to place the pan and get the eyeshadow out. Clearly, I was unprepared for this. I know how to do it, but sometimes when I am filming, I swear my brain goes right out of my head. So here I am just scraping out that little bit of the dark gray purple color and putting it in that alcohol so that it can get all mixed up and smooth, and I can add in whatever colors that I want to work with. Trying to get every last little bit out of it, like a true panner. Okay, so I am just going to mix this around in the alcohol to get it all saturated. I find that it is easier to oversaturate it if I want to add anything into it, and I'm not just repressing it. This next shade that I am putting in here is called Blushing, I believe, from the Profusion Eyes palette from quite a few years ago. And of course I depotted it like I did half of my eyeshadow collection. So I'm just going to put a little bit in here and see what it looks like. Don't want any product lost there. Got to tap it all in. So I am just mixing it around to see basically what kind of color blushing is going to give to me. And as you can see, it is not doing a ton. It is making it slightly more purple than gray, but it is not changing the color drastically. Here's a little swatch of what it did. Not my favorite. It needs a little more work. So I'm going to put a little bit more of that blushing pink in because it did give some purple tones to it. Tap, tap, tap. You don't want to lose any of that product. And I'm just going to mix it all around. And as you can see, it is getting a little bit more purple, but it is not lightening up the product at all. So, time to figure out what we're going to do. I'm trying to blend it out a little bit on my hand, and it's not doing it. I'm not feeling this yet. Gotta clean up my messes. Alright, now we're going to get into some serious business. Now we need to add some of this Coastal Scents mica pigment. I believe this is, I'm going to test myself now on what it is. Interfine Red mica powder, I believe. It is kind of a white powder, but it has a red shift duochrome to it. And I'm hoping that this will definitely lighten it up a little bit. And clearly, I need more alcohol in this. It's looking a little dry, and I'm trying to save as much as I can that fell on my little mat as possible, because this is a discontinued color. The mat is clean. I did clean it off before I started. It's just a little stained from all the frankening I do on a regular basis. So adding just a little bit more alcohol in, and then we can get it mixed up. Oh yeah, that is definitely lightening up the eyeshadow quite a bit. You can really start to see those pinky purple tones coming out now. Gotta get my big hands out of the way so you can see. This color's getting much better. So much better than gray. Little swatch. So it's a little bit better than it was. Still has some gray tones to it. It's pulling kind of dead purple, which is, you know, Amanda's favorite. Not so much. So hopefully a little bit more of this inner fine red mica powder will give it a little bit extra something so that I can have a nice usable color. It looks like I might have to add a little bit more alcohol. It's a little dry and it's not mixing as well as I would like to. In a case like this, you almost want to put, like I said, a little extra alcohol in it so that the colors will marry and blend together a little bit better. You don't get any clumps that way. When frankening, you still don't always get the perfect blend of colors, but sometimes it's okay to have it slightly marbled. There we go. Now we're getting a good mix on it, and it's definitely a lot lighter. And one thing I should mention is that every eyeshadow that you see here that I'm working with today is in a project in one way or another. So I am not shooting myself in the foot by creating an even bigger eyeshadow. So they all will have to get used by the end of the year anyway, so it just makes sense to franken them and make them much happier colors. Looks pretty blended out. Let's get a swatch, Jessica. Pay attention. Get a swatch. And of course my hand is off screen. There it is. You can kind of see it up there. Much better. It's the one on the very middle of my hand. That is the new shade. And now we just need to press the alcohol out and then we'll let it dry. But one thing that I found when I oversaturate my eyeshadows when I'm frankening, if you fold your paper towel 2 to 4 layers, it will actually not stick to your eyeshadow. Sometimes if you only do like a thin layer, your Franken will stick to the paper towel as opposed to the pan, but with the extra layers, it pulls more alcohol out faster and therefore it will actually stick in the pan a little bit better. Just a little tip that I have learned over the years of frankening. After you do the first couple of presses, you can start pressing harder and you can do thinner layers of paper towel so you can actually feel the alcohol drawing out of the product. You can see it's lightening up a lot, and this should be a really nice shade to work with. Look how pretty that turned out. This is the reason that I Franken right here. Taking a shade that I really didn't enjoy in the slightest and using other shades that are just okay to create something that is very wearable. This is everything that I used, and this is what it has created, and I'm very pleased with the results. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, what you think about the shade that I made and the process, and what you would like me to do in the future. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and until I see you in my next video, have a beautiful day.